Welcome, big board. So, what are we looking at? We're looking at 1806, Rossbach Avenged. And the viewpoint that you have for this video will probably be reversed for all the future ones, I think. But this just seemed a good way to get started. Let's get a little look at the map and understand what it is we're going to be trying to do and what we'll be trying to achieve for each side, and then see if any of that makes any sense when we actually play it. So across the left-hand side of your screen, there are 5 red discs, and those red discs indicate areas where the French would likely wish to exit the board at some point in the future, and so they become victory point hexes. So you need to control those hexes as the French player in order to accumulate victory points, etc. There are other ways to accumulate victory points through the destruction of enemy units and things of that nature, and also the accumulation of damage to units as well. So and that's expressed as a ratio, and then you're given points whether it's you killed 2-to-1 versus 3-to-1 versus 4-to-1 of the enemy's units to your losses. So it's kind of interesting stuff. Now, the actual battle, Jena is here, and Napoleon ended the map on the I guess the 8th of October in 1806, and meandered down and ended up in Gira here at this chateau, and then by the I think the 11th or the 12th was in Jena for the main conflict. And I think the entrance of the forces along basically 3 columns here accurately represents what happened historically. The French marched through the forests on trails and roads and surprised the Prussians, who were somewhat ineptly led, but certainly had high-quality forces. And what we'll see is, however, rather than the Prussians attempting to take on the French head-on, what they'll probably end up doing is trying to delay in suitable terrain, and also look for opportunities. They've got a significant punch of reinforcements over on the right-hand side of the map, which you can't see, I don't think, out of that lens. There's several corps. There's the 1st Corps, and the 4th Corps will be coming in from the west here, and their opportunity is to hit the supply line that the French will need to keep running or clear back to their supply hexes on the right-hand side of your screen, where these blue, if you can see them, these blue cubes are. This is where reinforcements come on, and we would put a red disc down for each of these, but we've already got enough stuff on the board. So we've got Lane's 5th Corps here, which I intend as the French to use as a screening force to try and prevent the Prussian 3rd and 2nd Corps from doing any sort of attacking. I think we'll take the 1st and the 4th from the Prussians and move them up towards Jena, and then use that as a staging place to either try and hit the supply lines or block or interfere or interdict movement in and around Gera and around that area there. In the center, Napoleon's 1st Corps and Deveau 3rd, and then we've got the 4th with, I think Soleure was leading them. And we've also got Murat's Cav Reserve here as well. So the big force here that will be pushing up will probably move the Cav and the related infantry of the 4th up and around, and we'll see what happens. So the rule set is interesting for this game. It's the Days series, I believe, is the one it is, and it's now called the 2X series or something like that. I think there's only 2 or 3 modules. I picked up the other one. It's 1809, 7 days of something. And it's a standard Napoleonic movement style game with zones of control, and there's no artillery fire. There are hidden movement, although and I think we'll probably play with hidden movement as well. So everything will actually look like this on the board, for the most part in any case. So zones of control, movement, everything is basically close assault or melee based. There's no ranged fire. These are 1 mile hexes, I believe, so that wouldn't make much sense, would it? And it's pretty much a standard, roll a d6. In fact, you roll a d6 for a lot of things. For combat, it's a roll a d6, and it's a straight odds based with some modifiers for combined arms, heavy cav. Obviously, the guard units, if they get involved, they get some modifiers. Napoleon can have an influence as a column shift, although you do put him at a risk of being captured if things go awry. And then the command and control system is pretty neat. It's, to me, very similar to the Napoleon battle system or Napoleon brigade system from the gamers, in that you need to have a chained link of commanders and officers all in touch with each other, and you're rolling against an initiative rating. And so, for instance, all of the initiative ratings for the Prussians here, there's, it's a 2 and well, that's not an initiative. Yeah, it is. That's a leader. So 2, 3, 2 here, and then the French are all 3s and 4s, except for Deveau, who's 1. And so what we're going to do, what we'll need to do, is be able to keep your forces within range of each other. The thing that I think the additional layer of detail at the more tactical NBS system level is that you had to write your orders out and then roll to see if they were accepted. Here, you just roll and see if you can move or not, and if you are not successful, you're out of command, and then you can still move, but you can perhaps then roll for each individual unit to see if it passes its own initiative roll, and go for it from there. So a little bit different than MBS, obviously enough. It's a different scale. But reading the tactical system for the OSG series of games, they're 400 meter or 500 meter hex based games. The rules are very similar to this as well. So you would be comfortable moving backwards and forwards one between the other. I think as long as you paid attention to the minor details. Lots of other little things, you've got to keep your baggage train intact. That helps you with your supply. So it's got some interesting stuff. We'll see how it all plays out we'll play 2 or 3 turns and get a feel for it, and then work out if we're going to keep going or not. Because I am pretty interested in getting the Leipzig conflict onto the table and having a look at that. That's the tactical 400 or 500 meters per hex range one, and that way I can make a pretty direct comparison against the NBS system, which I like, but unfortunately is undergoing its 3rd or 4th iteration for reconstruction or re-release or whatever the case may be. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to probably just pop this up and you can have a look at it, and then we'll catch up via photographs and text-based stuff. I don't think I'll be doing a lot of video for this one unless it gets interesting.